talking about the legends of Long Beach. Now we're good there. Doug Shear, Larry Brown made history, and again, he had great memories of growing up with his family bakery on Park Avenue.
Right. I remember reading about how he would play ball across the street at what used to be Central Schools, now a condo. You imagine that he picked up some basketball tricks along the way as a kid and went on to great fame, and wonderful to have a native son make such a name for himself.
Another famous person that grew up in Long Beach is the character actor Ed Lauder. Grew up in the West
right.
School.
I went to school with him. I graduated.
There we go. Now we're going to talk about that. You went to school with Ed Lauder.
Yeah.
Was acted in over 100.
Crowd.
Acted in over 100 movies. Talk about what Ed Lauder was like as a kid.
He was a very nice guy. Very quiet. Very shy. Nobody ever even knew that he was talented or anything. But his family was in the arts for years, and somehow he got into it little by little. And all of a sudden, he became this well-known person, you know. But he always came back to his stamping grounds of Long Beach, you know.
You know, I remember he passed away a couple of years ago, but a year or so before he passed on, he came on our show, and he never forgot his roots. He used to always visit Shines.
Oh, yeah,
loved to visit the people in the old neighborhood. Even lived in California, never forgot where he came from Long Beach.
That's right, I know. But I was really, it was very quiet, held back. People said that they used to go to plays in the city with the parents. They used to, I think they were in the field too also. But he was a real good character actor, and
Yes.
he played in so many different types of movies. He could fit into a lot of shows. But I just knowing that I knew him from high school, I used to love to go just to see him. You know? It was
Absolutely,
nice.
And I just going to mention there's a basketball player, Laverne Todd. I don't know if you know him. He was in the Long Beach area, and he used to play for the New York Nets, and that was the ABA at the time before they merged. And he was a top scorer for them for a while. I used to play tennis with him for years, and you know, he was a great guy and all that. He passed away, but he
I
did a
remember when I
lot
was
in
a
Long
kid
Beach.
growing up in Long Island, Massachusetts. I came to Long Island for college, and of course I was a huge sports fan. And in the '80s, you know, you always read the local paper, Newsday, and the two columnists for Newsday were Steve Jacobson and Joe Gergen, both from Long Beach, and both retired and great writers, both from Long Beach. Steve Jacobson and Joe Gergen.
Wow. The man who made Long Beach, put it on the map, none other than William Reynolds, Senator William Reynolds, a state senator, but he saw something in Long Beach that few other people did. They saw a sandbar and nothing else. But he saw something that would develop into a great community, and got a lot of people to invest in it, built beautiful homes, the likes of which you can see on West Penn Street with the red brick street district, beautiful stucco homes that are, they're over 100 years old now, and for Long Island, that's quite an accomplishment to have homes like that. But he really got the Long Island Railroad to come out here. Our railroad station dates from 1909. Lots of great history here. There are other great people. We could go on, Howie.
Absolutely, and I love the old stories, but one of my favorites is elephants on the boardwalk. I wish I was around for that.
There were two elephants, and a male and a female they brought in.
Roger and Alice came from Coney Island, Dreamland. Reynolds brought them out here to give great publicity to the building of the boardwalk for Long Beach. Soon after the boardwalk, we're going to have the Nassau Hotel, which is the Ocean Club now, across the street from the Allegria, where they used to have tennis courts. Obviously, we've evolved, but great things happened here.
And there's some pictures also on the boardwalk of the elephants from the Historic Society. You can see the pictures of the elephants.
Not the Historical Society.
All right, my friend over here, we gotta get very involved in the arts in Long Beach. Let's talk about the arts and the impact that you have being on the board of the arts in Long Beach.
Well, the arts are alive and well in Long Beach, and I've been part of the art scene here in Long Beach since I came back to Long Beach in 1996, and I've been very involved with creating a lot of community art events, especially after Superstorm Sandy.
Gotta get me on the board. I want to get involved in the arts and highlight some of these great talented musicians and artists here in Long Beach.
We have a lot of musicians, as you know. Every Saturday we have Arts in the Plaza. I was one of the founding members of that. and Benoit, who I'm sure you know.
Who just adopted
Just had
a lovely baby girl.
Right, beautiful girl, and he and his wife have been managing Arts in the Plaza for the past few years, and they're doing a splendid job. But one of the things that I want to mention is that, you know, you talked before about how Long Beach comes together in a crisis and how we all stuck together and we helped each other. And we helped build each other's homes and clean them out. But one of the things that I think a lot of people forgot was the emotional impact that hurricane had on people, especially children. You know, children didn't have, their toys were lost. They didn't have sports teams. They didn't have a library. They didn't have a school. The West End school was closed for a year.
We didn't have electricity.
Didn't have electricity, but I mean, the children didn't have all the clubs and all the things they were doing.
Didn't have Halloween that year.
Didn't have, right. So myself and a couple of other artists got together, and there was a coffee shop up on Park Avenue, the Gentle Brew. They gave us the space, and every Saturday we did free art lessons with the children and their parents, and we had Project Hope come in. Project Hope was talking to the parents while we were keeping the children busy. And after the first session, people were so excited about this that people were donating supplies. People were leaving money on the table so we could buy more supplies. And that has mushroomed. And those artists and myself are still working with children after school every Friday. We go out to the different after-school programs and we do Keep Art in Your Heart. And if you look us up on Facebook, you'll see all the photos. And we're doing art projects with the children that get to their heart. These are not art projects that they would normally get in school.
Now that's a show I want to do. You get me the kids, and let's pick a time, and let's do a show with the kids displaying their artwork. What about that idea?
That would be great. I'll arrange that. We work with 5 different after-school programs, and we would love for you to come down while we're doing the program.
That would be great. Then we'd have the flexibility now that we can broadcast any day, any time.
That would be wonderful. In addition to that, you know, we did a lot of programs that dealt with people's emotions in town. I worked with St. Ignatius, and we did some programs there. Also, West End Arts did a program where we got together. Actually, Jennifer Alley led this, and she took pieces of the boardwalk and cut them up into little mosaic pieces and had everybody paint them. And then they were put together in a long mosaic, and it's now part of the boardwalk. It's at Edwards Boulevard. Have you seen it?
Oh, it's great.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It really
Keep
is.
Art in Your Heart. So, you know, it's a memory, but it's a positive memory, and everyone has an emotional piece of that. You know, art has such a wonderful way of healing. It's, you know, of course it's a tool of beauty, and, you know, the art product is beautiful, but it's also a way for people to deal with their emotions. So, you know, this is another thing that, you know, we've experienced in Long Beach. And on top of that, a year and a half ago, Rabbi Herman and I started a meditation group at the library called the New Light Fellowship. And we meet there. It's a free program that we offer the community. We meet once a month, and we do all types of meditative programs. 2 months ago, we walked the labyrinth. I rented a labyrinth, and I led that. We've done mandalas. We've done a Sufi comes in and does universal dance with everybody. Last night, I led a chakra meditation. So we're doing, you know, we're helping the people that have suffered through this horrible experience cope with their emotional life. And, you know, because we forget about that. We're still hurting. I just moved out. I'm having my house lifted. And I feel like I'm going through the same stress that I went through 3 years ago. My house is in chaos now. You know, so Long Beach is a great place to live, and it's one of those places. I heard this saying, I think many, many years ago, that once you get sand in your shoes in Long Beach, you can't get it out.
Right.
No matter where you go, you just want to come back. I lived here in the mid-'70s. I moved out, and I said, I'm coming back. Every year I said, I'm coming back. And in '96, I came back, and I haven't left.
That's great.
So-
That's awesome. And and certain things I think are important steps that it shows that Long Beach is gearing for the whole community. Like one thing I want to talk about is the fact that in the West End they now have their own library again. I think
Yes.
that's very important because look, the library on National is great, but I think it's important for the people in the West End to have their own library.
I might also add that not only do we have a library, we have an art gallery in that library.
And we want to do a show from that library. We can make that happen.
Okay, I can definitely make that happen. In fact, this is the second show that we've had. They opened up in August, and this is the second show that they've had. These shows run 2 months, and there's an art reception, so we can definitely do something from there.
All those type of things on a Wednesday night or
Yeah.
Thursday night, that'd be great.
In addition, we also, myself and some other friends from West End Arts, we do Keep Art in Your Heart at the library for the children on Saturdays. And
See, on a Saturday, doing a show, Keep Art in Your Heart, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Let's do that first Saturday or second Saturday after the New Year. What do you think?
I think it would be wonderful.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
All right, absolutely. A couple other things I want to talk about. Get your